How's it going, everybody? My name's Eric, and in this video we're going to replace the screen on this first generation Prius. As you can see, when I start the car, I'll either get this gray screen, it won't show anything. Sometimes I'll get the screen, but it'll flicker. It's also got this dried looking brain crystal thing in it. So that screen needs to come out. This screen's gonna go in. It was like 60 something off of eBay. Most of them online are like over 100, but we got this sent an offer for a parts Prius for around 60 something, and now we're gonna replace it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're already subscribed to the channel, subscribe so you don't miss another project, and let's get into the tutorial. Even if you're not replacing your screen, if you just need to get into your dash, this video will be helpful. So do keep that in mind. I've never done this before, so we're gonna walk through it together, but usually you have to take these knobs off. So we're gonna take these off first, look for screws underneath. No screws underneath, but they do have to come off because you're pulling the screen this way and those would hold it on. So we're gonna put those knobs somewhere safe. And I did see there are these little clips on the side down here. We're gonna take those off. I'm gonna push in on the clip. There's a little center punch. You punch that like that, and then you're going to just take a utility knife and pop that off. There's also one on the right side. Punch the center in and then slide underneath the outside and get that out. That allows us to remove this plastic piece right here. So I just pulled on it. It allowed this piece of trim to come out. There are some tabs that came out. I'm just gonna leave this hanging here. I'm not gonna disconnect any of it. It did give us access to these screws right here. These black ones are what you're gonna wanna take out. It's just a standard Phillips head or a 10mm socket, but you should be able to just get them out with a Phillips head. Lefty-loosey. We'll set those in the cup holder so we don't lose them. And then lefty-loosey on that one. Now we're gonna pop this part off. I think I remember seeing this in another video. We just pulled, okay, there we go. That came off quite easily. And we're gonna lift. This is a little too tight, so we're gonna take this off. There's two little electrical brackets that go in there, so I just pressed on that. That released that one, and then this one, it looks like. So basically, you're gonna wanna press in on that while you're pushing down. So, there we go. Got it one-handed, wow. We're gonna set this to the side. Now we have two more 10mm bolts, and we need a socket for that. So we got a socket with a 10mm and an extender on it. In the removal position, you turn this to the right, and you're gonna turn it lefty-loosey. I'm just gonna release it like that, and then I'm gonna take my socket and just do the rest of it by hand. I'm gonna try not to drop my nut down in there. Got it. So we'll put that in our cup holder parts. One more over here, lefty-loosey. I can get it off by hand now. Lefty-loosey. Try not to lose your nuts. All right, and I think that's everything that comes. This now, whole entire piece, I believe, will come off. So I'm gonna need two hands for this. I'm gonna set you guys down, and we're gonna do this two-handed. I'm gonna just grab, there we go. Try not to break anything, because this is an older car. There, bam. There was a clip here, there's a clip in this corner, and everything kind of came off. My shifter is in the way. So we're gonna shift down to B, and that allows us to get that out of the way. And then I'm gonna shift back into park and turn the car off. Bam, look at that. That was not that bad. There we are, dash is off. So now we're going to be removing the old unit. You wanna take note of what's plugged in, what's not, because you might have more plugged in than I do. I know this had a GPS on it at one point. It looks like two of mine are not plugged in, two of them are, and I'm also getting this nasty old Toyota dust everywhere. It's getting all over my car, so that's kind of gross, but we need to find our removal clips, which it looks like are right here. Kind of hard to do one-handed again, but I'm gonna press down on that while I'm separating, and then on this white one over here, oh, that one I think I can get off one-handed. There we go. But this blue one, it looks a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna have to put the camera down for that. And then we're going to take out these four screws. Well, they're bolts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And to get those out, these are in the way. Instead of removing those, we're just going to use a different tool. You could get away with a crescent wrench, an adjustable spanner. You adjust it to that bolt sides, and then you're gonna turn lefty-loosey. And then once it's loose enough, you just go by fingers and it comes out. It's just that initial breaking the tightness that's difficult. And then we go in the cup holder. Or you can grab an 8mm crescent wrench, put that on there, and just go lefty-loosey. And then do the same thing, remove by hand. So I'm gonna get all 4 of these bolts out and that clip, and I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so this one, we're gonna press down right here, and then there it goes, unclips. So the little pressure point's right there, and that is going to drop all of the pressure off of your dash, so be careful with that. And I'm gonna take out these other 2 screws, bolts, lefty-loosey. We're good, all 4 bolts are out, everything. Now it looks like it just slides, pulls out, there we go. And it is gone. Out with the old, in with the used, but hopefully working. I guess we really don't know. I'm just gonna drop it down through the top. There, it kind of sits into a place. It's harder to see. There's like little notches where there's a hole underneath where the bolt goes, and then there's a little pokey thing on the bracket, and that kind of seats it into place. Like Toyota knows what they're doing when they design their stuff. Now I'm gonna hand tighten these bolts, all 4 of them, righty-tighty. Once you get those all hand tight, you're gonna do a final tight with your wrench. You'll feel it when it gets tight. It's just like a quarter of a turn, half of a turn. So when reinstalling, make sure you pull those 2 wires that connect to this through that hole and then push your dash back on. You're gonna have to mess with the shifter like you saw that I was doing it throughout the video. Are clips up top. You want to make sure those are in. Clips down here. All that. Clip here, here, here. Clip here, clip here, clip here. 2 bolts. We hand tighten them. Can't even see them from this angle, but those are those bolts. We're hand tightening. Oh, that screen is beautiful. It's nice to see my consumption back. Tighten those down. And then turn this to tighten. That's the left. And then maybe like a quarter turn to a half turn where it gets a little nice and tight. There's these 2 screws down here, Phillips head. Righty-tighty. And then here's a trick for these little clips. To get those back in, you have to push them out like that. And then you push it in where it's supposed to go. And then once you get it flat, you press in that top piece. So again, push out, press it in to get it lined up, and then push it down. And last but not least, we have to reconnect those 2 and press that in. Beautiful. Our screen is working. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments section. And if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.